Suffering. As clinicians, that's what we deal in. Suffering. And the quality of suffering determines the outcome of the healing process. And what I mean by that is, does the patient or your client utilize suffering as fuel to get better? Which means there is an internal compass, internal wiring, internal self-reflection, an intrinsic self-worth, most importantly, which means they're not doing it for external value. That's not their main motivation. It's to get themselves healed and then turn out into the world to do exactly what they're here for. These are the two categories. That's the one. And the second one is the quantity of suffering. And in those individuals, it's the ones who feel they have the right to suffer, the right to tell you of their suffering every minute, every hour of the day. They want you to know they are suffering. They feel they built up enough clout, enough time and energy expense in the suffering mode to let the world know. And those are two quite different patient profiles. And they can be identified almost immediately before you even talk to them. And as we are experts in observation, first it's just in observing movement of the body in space. And then it's the movement of the body of space, and then movement of the body and the mind in space. And then we understand the linking of the mind, body, and spirit together moving in space. And we can get a lot from that. And then we can look at just the color of their skin or the yin in their eyes, the vibrancy, the aura as one would speak of. And then we wait for them to begin to tell their story. And then we can make pretty darn good conclusions on the evaluation day. And I'm not saying that we're classifying people, but it's really focusing on how is it that we're going to approach patient care. So that one, you are taking care of yourself and protecting yourself. You're not overly exerting or under. You're actually meeting the necessary attributes that need to be worked by the client or the patient to find the balance and harmony for health and healing in whatever the condition may be. Today, I'm coaching. I do some work at the table. I do some work on the floor. I certainly don't see 15, 16 patients a day anymore on 30s or hour. I don't see 12 or 14 new evals a week. I focus on the quality of the interaction. And sometimes that interaction has no touch at all. Physically, that is, but the touch is coming from more of the alignment and attunement and resonance to the conversation. And so that's the third piece, which is, I think, even more important. And it might even help to get us into understanding the differences between the quality and the quantity of suffering that I'm speaking of. And that is this fact of genuine and authentic listening skills that has a deep sense of curiosity and presence formulated in it without judgment. And when we're able to attune ourselves, our vibration, our energy, and our frequency, then the client and the patient will follow suit, most likely. Now, it may not happen in that 30 or 60 minute session you have, or 45 or even 20 minutes. it sets the tone. It helps to turn the dial like on the radios, to find your radio stations, to get out of the static and then hit that beautiful sound. For us, it was KNBR 680. You know, I listened to the Giants as kids all the time. And the sound, I can hear it now. The quality of the announcers and the sound in the background of the crowd and the ball snapping off the bat. And that's a remembrance that is tied back to a feeling of joyousness and amusement and happiness, really. And that is the focus in our practice when we're genuinely listening to people, is that when they're tuning, they're looking for that. That is where trust is really refined. And the etheric body opens up. And then the corporeal body, this body here, follows suit. That's a major key. And it was just through studying that I figured this out, but also practicing it on a daily basis. And many times not getting it really right, because I knew that I was applying a principle that I had not fully grasped, but I was practicing it. So that's just a little pearl I wanted to offer to everybody today. And if you have questions or comments, put them down below. And I just wish you guys a beautiful day. Blessings and namaste in your clinical practice. And, you know, may your patients find their healing pathway and journey with much greater ease with you at the helm. All right, folks. Bye for now.